How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Tales from the Trails. This is where I'm going to tell stories either from my crazy childhood and upbringing or stories from the trail races that I ran. So this one is going to be one of those fun childhood memories, and I'll title this one Criminal at Large. So when I was younger, maybe fourth grade, we went to the zoo, and then my mom gave me $10. So at the end of the zoo trip, I went to the gift shop, and I saw this dinosaur that was really cool, and I saw this alligator that was really cool. The alligator kind of had like a foily skin to it to where it kind of shined in the light. So I knew I had to have both of these. I get up to check out, and the lady at the register says, "Sorry, honey, you don't have enough. You can only get one of these two things." Like one was $6 and the other was $7. So I was very upset, and I decided to pay for the alligator. When I went to put back the dinosaur, I just looked around and I snuck the dinosaur in my bag and I stole it. So this is in the early 90s where there was cops on TV and America's Most Wanted. So I know I just did something very bad, and anytime America's Most Wanted would come on, I would want to watch it because I would be afraid that my picture would come up and say, "This young man stole a dinosaur. If you know where he is, call this number." And my anxiety got so bad over this stolen dinosaur. Whenever I would hear like an ambulance or police sirens, I'd always hide the dinosaur under my bed, because if the cops ever came in, there's no way they would look under my bed. And then it just got to be too much. Just the burden of having the stolen property, knowing that any day I could go to jail for having the stolen dinosaur. So I thought, I need to get rid of this thing. So I took it to school, and I saw Brittany hatch, and I had a crush on Brittany. So I'm like, maybe if I give this to Brittany, she'll think it's the coolest thing ever, and she'll adore it. And then I thought, well, no, because if the police ever track the trail of the dinosaur, Brittany will get arrested, and then she'll hate me forever. But Brian also had a crush on Brittany, so I went over to Brian and I gave him the dinosaur. I was like, "Hey man, I got this at the zoo, but I really don't like it. Do you want this?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." And I just had this little grin on my face because I knew Brian was going to go to jail. And that kind of erased the weight of stealing something off my shoulders. So I'd like to say that I learned a big lesson, and I've never stolen since. But the truth is, every time I go to the zoo, I steal a stuffed animal and I give it to one of my enemies. So I guess the big takeaway from this is, if you've received a stuffed animal from me, you must have done something wrong. And all joking aside, because I'm sure my mom is watching this, I've never stolen since. And I still think about that day and all the nights where I'd hear a siren, I'd rush to put the dinosaur under the bed, and I would just be so scared that I'd be in the living room watching America's Most Wanted, and my parents would be like, "Justin, isn't that you?" So hope you guys enjoyed the first tale from the trail, and there's gonna be more to come because I have a lot of stories, and I'm gonna get in some trail stories too. So until next time, run trails and eat bacon.